Now, pull the tea. Okay, so welcome to the 11th episode of Tales of a Not So Great Partner. Hey, we made it. We got one more episode left. We're here. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the 7th red flag that came up, which was this man had a designated porn folder. Now, before anyone, just hold up, all right? We're going to discuss this. Just hold up. All right. So when I was with this person, I went into it with like, okay, it's none of my business. You know, like that's what he does on his own personal time. None of my business. However, upon reflection, the issue is I saw some thumbnails in his folder, and the only issue that I have is most, if not all, the women were white or had lighter skin. Okay, the lighting makes me look a little more fair skinned than I am, but I got a tan. All right, I'm tan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not white. Something might be a little off, because on for a personal thing, it was just like, for me, when I date, I don't date solely off of how people look. I based off of personality. Do I actually like being in their presence? Things like that. And people can look different based off of that. So I don't judge harshly on like skin color or like race or anything like that. It's just we seem to both have like a good sense of emotional maturity. Then it's like, okay, cool, we might be compatible. So yeah, so I basically found out that my ex was mainly into like lighter skinned women. So yeah, so that's kind of a red flag to me. What comes to mind now is just like, especially with one of my previous videos of just like, were you even attracted to me? You know what I mean? Ooh, all right, probably not. And again, like that's not my problem. If someone's not attracted to me, like it's not my problem. It's the fact that they're lying for something else, pretending to be attracted to me. That's the issue here. It has nothing to do with my worth or anything like that. I digress. But yeah, hindsight's 2020. Should I have clocked it during it? Probably, but I didn't. But it is what it is. When it comes to porn consumption, I'm kind of iffy on it. It really depends on the person, I think, but just because with like how people can become desensitized to certain things, compulsive behavior to addiction is like, it's a thin line. And when it comes to porn consumption, what is being consumed here? Because it's just like porn already is geared towards men, and it dehumanizes women most of the time. And if you've watched porn, you'll notice anyways in some videos, like the women don't look like they're having fun, or like they don't look like they're too into it. It also goes into like the aspects of like human trafficking, being forced to do porn. Yeah, porn is just kind of like a gray area for me, like a real gray area. Yeah, but my biggest issue with this person's porn consumption was one night, this man, like, I don't know where that self-confidence came from, why someone would think that's like a really good thing to say, but he was just like, I've reached the end of Pornhub. Now, whether that's true or not, besides the point. Sir, why would you admit that to me? What do you mean you've reached the end of Pornhub? I mean, nothing got you off? Or is it that this man's got his pinkies up, tea and crumpets with a little bit of popcorn, and he's just watching it for fun? Sir, we may have a problem here. We may have a problem. I mean, he did have a problem, clearly, but his was also cheating. He also cheated with married women, right? We love how that probably, did that give you a boost of confidence maybe? Sure. Potentially. But I really hope, you know, I think I found out that like many of the were into cosplay, and I'm like, do I just do cosplay now? I'm joking. I don't want this man tag. But it's just, you know, like, but yeah, he was clearly into like the thin line between like just getting your needs met versus it being a potential concern or issue, or it like affecting your daily life and how you view women for that matter. This man just, you know, clearly it appeared anyways that he just viewed women as objects and they were just a means to an end. But hey, go off, king. Do you, buddy? Do you? And the OnlyFans women, like, do you? You know, like, do you? Just do it far away from me. Overall, there isn't much to dissect anymore. It's just basically what I found from a personal thing is just if I were to meet someone and they did have high porn consumption behavior, it'd be kind of a red flag for me, personally. At this, like, it's not the idea of comparing, because if someone's gonna compare me, they're gonna compare me. And it's just like, I don't care. Like, if you're gonna compare me, like, that's a you problem. Like, I'm me as a person. If I don't meet the full criteria of what you're looking for, on to the next. It is what it is. But Like, I'm not going to compare myself to others or be like, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not this. Like, I did that when I was younger. I'm not doing that as an adult. I like who I am and I'm fully comfortable with who I am. And I'm not going to let someone try to offset that or off balance that just because they have issues with themselves, and instead of dealing with it, they'd rather put that on someone else. When it comes to like OnlyFans consumption, like porn consumption, I probably should have talked to him about that. And that's kind of what I learned going into my new relationship, which is just being able to talk about it. But the issue is this is also another red flag, is I was scared to bring up different things in the relationship because I was scared that it would mean that he would break up with me. Like, already right there, I'm walking on eggshells. Like, that's an unhealthy relationship. Like that's just, no, that shouldn't be happening. Like, the fact that I was afraid to say what was on my mind because I was afraid that would mean that would end things. Like, bro, like, no, let it end, right? But by then I was already in that like weird addictive phase of like the high dopamine levels, thinking that like, oh, but I met the one, and you know, like if I met the one, like what's gonna happen when they're gone, right? Like, never again. And I hope you don't either. I hope you clock that shit, because like there most likely are better people out there, potentially. Like, I don't know, I can't speak for men specifically, just from like my personal experience and just like how I've seen men, but like overall it's just like there has to be other decent people out there. Yeah, of the one, like you can have many the ones or many soulmates. If I was still with like someone from my past, like I'd be so unhappy, and I choose my happiness over the societal impact of having a boyfriend, just to be like, I have a boyfriend. I'd rather be single and happy than someone just breaking me down. I don't want that. It may feel like they're a soulmate, but hasn't that happened before? Didn't it end? Didn't you get better? Didn't you get through it? It was hard, but you did, right? You did. Exactly. Just like you lived before you met this person, you're going to live after. Like, it's not the end of the world. It may come across as a bit blunt and callous, but it's true. It really is. It's like you genuinely can. You lived a beautiful life before this person came into your life, and you will live a beautiful life after. So yeah, so personally, would I want my partner to consume porn? I guess not really. Like, maybe before, but like while we're dating, it's like maybe not. But again, that's something that can be talked about, of just like, if it's a need that they have, then okay, let's figure it out, what's going on here. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Again, it could be a bit more controversial in how I'm going about it. Yeah, that's on a personal thing of how I feel about it for what I would want for my own personal significant other. And that's like a boundary that I'm not willing to adjust anymore. I'm not willing to be bending over backwards. I'm not willing to I'm not going to have my boundaries be semi-permeable anymore, where like, yeah, they can be shape-shifted. No, like they're set in stone at this point. And if you can't meet that, it is what it is. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Until the next one, cheers. I remembered pinkies up. Bye.